Every day we get asked by our viewers what brands and products we recommend. Because we get asked frequently what bearings we recommend, we decided to make a video to answer that question. If you have watched our video about ABEX, Swiss, and ceramic bearings, you'll discover that the ABEX scale has nothing to do with quality, speed, or durability, or how Swiss bearings have no special instructions, materials, guidelines, rules, or super duper awesome features that specifically make a bearing Swiss. They are made in Switzerland and might use Swiss-made materials. That's it. Just an FYI here, some so-called Swiss bearings are actually made in China. We also discussed how ceramic ball bearings are brittle by nature and do not handle loads as well as steel balls. In the video about bearing spacers, you'll see how poorly manufactured wheels, trucks, and bearing spacers hinder optimal bearing performance. We want to remind you of this information and have you check it out because there are a lot of factors that make one bearing better than another. Ever since we first posted the bearing video on YouTube, skaters have continuously asked us which bearings we recommend. You'll notice in the original videos we avoided answering the question, but because of the overwhelming demand to know, we decided to give an answer based on our findings. We chose Oust Bearings. Why Oust, when they are not the most popular brand? It came to our attention some time back that the top slalom skaters in the world consistently ride Oust bearings. Oust. Why Oust? We thought this is weird because Oust is not the most popular brand. So we decided to investigate and went to the Slalom World Championship in California and interviewed the top skaters in person and asked them directly, why do you use Oust? They said they heard about Oust bearings from other skaters who noticed the way that the bearings performed. These same skaters traveled the world to compete in contests and were riding Oust bearings every time they won. But these questions still remain. Why don't skaters hear about Oust every day? Why are they not on every shelf in every shop around the world? Well, we learned that it all came down to marketing hype versus performance. Some manufacturers or brands push their products with a lot of hype and brand washing, while others make their products known through performance. Why don't the top slalom skaters in the world fall for the hype? They said they learned the hard way, that the hype is really just hype. That it's just a lot of bragging by brands that proves nothing. From the interviews, we came to this conclusion. The top guys in the world ride the best bearings in the world. It's just that simple. Let's talk briefly about branding and marketing so you can see how top name brands are not always top quality. A brand is the name of a product, service, or business. Coca-Cola, Nike, Sony, and Xbox are brand names. Apple is the brand name of a technology company, and the iPhone, iTunes, and Apple TV are some of the product brand names under the Apple brand. Branding is the ability to place a brand name of a product, business, or service in the forefront of a consumer's mind. Consumers tend to assume that the most recognized or popular brands are the best. But when products are tested, they usually fall short of the promises made in their advertising. Through effective marketing and advertising, consumers can be sucked into believing that one brand is better than all others. Constant advertising keeps brands in our minds when the time comes to make shopping and purchasing decisions. How many brands of bearings can you think of? What brand is at the top of your list? What specifically can you think of that put that brand at the top? Were you influenced by pro skaters, friends, or a skate shop employee? Was it from the name, look, style, or feel of the brand? Was it something you read, saw, or were told about the brand? Or do you like the way the bearings perform? So what makes Oust stand above the rest? We chose Oust for the same reasons the top slalom skaters in the world ride Oust bearings. Performance. Other bearings, including popular brands, appear to be just standard machine bearings that are not specifically designed to handle the rigors or specific needs of skating. This includes bearings that might have some kind of undefined skate bearing rating system applied to them. Ball bearings were originally designed and used for machine setting, where they mainly endure radial or vertical loading with very little to no axial or torsional loading. This is why bearings are formally referred to as radial ball bearings. Skating is a small percent of bearing application, and it's an application where axial and torsional loads are constantly and rigorously applied. From our testing and research, we found Oust to be the only brand that has actually redesigned skate bearings to handle the axial and torsional loads applied during skating. You can learn more about axial and torsional loads from our other video about bearing spacers. Axial and torsional loads are a bearing's worst enemy while skating. These loads are forcing the bearing rings to shift or twist that can bind the bearing, causing intense friction and low performance capability. To achieve and maintain high speeds, a bearing needs to have tight tolerances, high quality materials, and precision manufacturing. This is why the top slalom skaters ride Oust bearings, because they demand the highest performance capabilities that come from high quality manufacturing that chooses the right materials and produces precision parts. Let's take a close look at slalom skating so you can see why these skaters demand the best. As a slalom skater shifts their weight from side to side to weave in and out of cones, they are applying extreme axial side loads and extreme torsional, angled, or twisting loads. Both of these loads are being applied the entire time while riding and have a huge effect on acceleration, speed, and maneuverability. This is why the top world champion slalom skaters all ride Oust bearings, because no other bearing allows the skaters to push the boundaries of their skill level. What bearings would you choose? Standard machine bearings or bearings that are designed to handle the specific rigors and abuse of skateboarding to maintain high performance, durability, and speed? Without the right equipment to take skaters to greater heights, they are limited and their skill level can be capped off. Tiger Woods has all the skills of a world-class professional golfer, but he can't play the same game with a bag full of sticks and 2x4s. He needs the right equipment. Golf clubs. If you don't care about having the best equipment and you do like popular brand names and thinking, bruh, who cares? I just want to go skate. That's totally fine. This video does not apply to you. So go watch a Shark Attack video. But there are a lot of you who do care about having the best. And for those who want to know what we recommend to push the limits of skateboarding and demand more speed, durability, and overall increased performance, it's Oust Bearings. Oust supplies 4 styles of bearings, and I'll explain the differences for you. All of their bearings say Mach on the package, followed by a number. Mach is an acronym they use meaning machined optimum clearance, which refers to tolerances, but not the ABEC scale. The number that follows Mach is not to be confused with the ABEC scale, so Mach 5 bearings are not the same as ABEC 5. The only difference between the two Mach 5s is that the Tech bearings have rubber seals and the Mach 5 street bearings have non-removable metal shields, but have a small hole in the shield for applying lubricants. Both bearings use a metal ball cage instead of a nylon retainer to handle the abuse of street skating, but these bearings are still an excellent choice for longboards and cruisers. The Mach 7 speed bearings were designed for speed in harsh skating conditions and only necessary for those who need to increase speed and maneuverability. The Mach 9 air bearings are by far the highest quality bearings on the market today. Because Oust redesigned the standard machine bearing to increase performance, the Mach 9 bearings have tolerances that are beyond the ABEC scale. They also have finer polished raceways for a smoother and faster rolling surface, and one-of-a-kind rubber seals that protect and seal bearings to keep them cleaner and well lubricated. Oust bearings and Oust metal lube and the Oust bearing cleaning kit can be found at your local shop or on Amazon.com. Well, that wraps up this video. If you are not already a subscriber, please become one if you found this video educational and helpful. We'd love to hear what effects marketing hype and branding has had on you and your purchasing decisions. Also, let us know what marketing hype, false advertising, and branding tricks you might have found in the skate industry. If you have any questions at all that are skate related, please write a comment or send us a message, and thanks for watching.